Every year, people ask, the question always arises, was Christmas once a pagan holiday? The answer is yes. My name is Ernest Wamboye, and you are watching CITAM, Church Online. There are many people who refuse to celebrate Christmas. Why? Because they say that Christmas had its roots in pagan origins. It had a pagan holiday aspect to it, and because of that they say, I cannot celebrate Christmas because I don't understand how you could actually mix a pagan holiday of origin with Christianity. Well, for starters, they are right. Christianity did not start off with Christmas. If you look at the Bible, there's nothing in the Bible that talks about Christmas being celebrated. Christ did not talk about Christmas. But where did Christmas come from? Well, in the 4th century, the Roman Empire was ruling. And during that time, there were several pagan holidays. Pagan holidays to celebrate their moon gods, pagan holidays to celebrate their gods with small g's of different kinds. And the Christians at that time were suffering because during these times, a lot of immorality would take place. So many Christians came together and they said, hey, how about during that period, while they are celebrating this holiday, we celebrate something that points to Christ. And someone came up with Christmas. And who was this person? Initially, it is believed to have been Constantine, who was a Roman emperor at that time. Constantine was converted to Christianity in the 4th century. And when he was converted, he was trying to please both the Christians and the pagans. And so he decided to have a mix of both celebrations on the 25th of December, because that's when the pagans would have their holiday, to also celebrate with the Christians. And so he said, we're going to have a mass for Christ, Christmas, a mass for Christ. And because of that, they said the Christians are going to celebrate. And so the Christians began the celebration of Christ. They said, we're going to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, Christ wasn't born even on the 25th of December. If you go back chronologically, you'll realize that he was born sometime earlier, perhaps around September or so. But during the 25th of December, it was an opportune time for the church to actually make their stand and try and stamp out the pagan practice at that time. And because Constantine had converted to Christianity, they saw this as an opportunity. What did they do? In a very shrewd way, they seized the moment and they began to slowly convert the practices. Slowly convert. They did away with some of the immorality. They did away with some of the celebration. They did away with some of the things. And what was left were things that were acceptable to any human being and even in the eyes of God. And so they changed the name to Christmas, and they made it all about the birth of Christ, and they even changed the celebrations. And you'll realize a few aspects of the pagan holiday remained. A few, like the date remained. They couldn't change the date. But they realized that they had actually won the war. They had actually won the battle against the pagans. And with time, this tradition was passed down century after century, year after year, and up to today. That is why we celebrate Christmas. Initially, a pagan holiday, but it is reminding us that Christ redeems and takes the things that are of this world and transforms them for his glory. And because of that transformation and because of that redemption, no one should feel self-righteous not to celebrate Christmas, because at the end of the day, it's not about us, it's not about the pagans. It is something that Christ has redeemed for the glory of his name. Christ redeemed humanity. Humanity was sinful. Humanity was actually dead in their sins and going to hell. If you refuse to celebrate Christmas because it was rooted in pagan holidays, you might as well say you will refuse to listen to pastors because they were once dead in their sins. Everything concerning this world is fallen, is deviated from God's grace, but a time is coming when God will restore this world and the ultimate redemption. Some of us will be shocked at how God will redeem things that we'll think are not even worthy of redemption. Some of us will be shocked at how God will use people that we don't even think are worthy to be used. And I believe that's why Christ said the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So I'll urge you, my brothers, urge you, my sisters, celebrate Christmas, not with the pagan origin in mind, but with the redemption of that holiday by the early Christians who actually fought for it, for us to have an opportunity to remember our Savior. And so it is with Easter, so it is with several other holidays, but we must remember Christ is the center. Thank you very much for watching. I pray that this video has blessed you. My name is Ernest Wamboye and you're watching CITAM Church Online.